There was a girl in constant pain, whose stomach churned and churned, for in her life she never found the peace for which she yearned. So she made a pact to end it all, to commit a fatal act, from which there was no way out and never no turning back. For this girl was more than bitter. She was bitter through and through. But what exactly made her bitter? No one really knew. To think these thoughts of suicide at such a tender age, who would have thought a girl of 10 would be so damned depraved? The end must be dramatic to let everybody know that although they loved her dearly, she really had to go. She filled her waking hours with thoughts of her demise, and some of them were so perverse, even she felt some surprise. Maybe something with a piece of rope or a sharpened kitchen knife. There must be 1,000 different ways to end a bitter life. Maybe tumbling down some stairs, or the stuff that kills the rats, or go to the medicine cabinet and swallow some of that. Perhaps a tragic accident, or a life-threatening disease. But in the end, she thought it best to simply swallow bees. She wandered down into the woods where bees are said to hide, and on the branch of an old oak tree, she found them in their hive. She swallowed 6 bees, then 6 more. She may have swallowed thousands. She was never really sure. They tangled in her raven hair and in her grey school coat. She let them crawl around her mouth and travel down her throat. They swarmed around her thorax, and from where they had begun, they travelled round her spine and spleen, and they began to fill her lungs. She felt them beneath her eyes, crawling neath her skin. She wouldn't have to wait too long to feel that deadly sting. Then when she'd had her fill of bees, she waited in the woods. She waited for the end to come, just like she knew it would. She heard those black bees buzzing, obedient to their craft, and she waited there to pass away until the sky turned dark. But when the sun relit the sky with brilliant bands of red, she was quite relieved to find that she was not yet dead. Something strange had happened. Something curious had transpired. Not only was she not yet dead, she felt good to be alive. The pain she felt for all her life began to ebb away, replaced by something else, but what it was she could not say. They flew in and out her mouth, her nose and ears as well. But what those honey bees were up to, she couldn't really tell. The insects came and went all day, frantic at their tasks. She was curious where they traveled to, but she thought it rude to ask. The worker bees were busy. Far and wide they roamed, collecting pollen from flower petals, which, of course, they brought back home. Back to the home, inside her chest, came the pollen-heavy bees. She wondered to herself if they thought she was a tree. In the chambers of her bitter heart, they fashioned a new hive. They swarmed around her darkened valves and made a home inside. Her heart began to buzz and pulse with a beat not all its own, as 1,000 honeyed voices vowed she'd never be alone. For the honey that the bees had made seeped deep into her veins, coating tired muscles, relieving every strain. Her lips were full with nectar, her honeyed face now all aglow. She left the sweetest tasting footprints everywhere she'd go. For pure honey soaked her skin and made her life replete. And the bitterest girl in the whole wide world became the sweetest of the sweet. The bees adored their golden child, tarnished but serene. They loved their little princess, who was born to be their queen. She never suffered dark thoughts again. She felt no sickness, nor disease, and life became a thing of joy for the girl who swallowed bees.